Adesse, what did I do to you? Why do you hate me so much? Why did you kill me? You will never have peace until you confess your sins to the world. You will never have peace. Never.
Once upon a time, there lived two sisters called Adessa and Adako. Adessa is the oldest, while Adako is the youngest. They lived with their mother. They lost their father when they were kids. Their mother tried every possible best to train them in a good way. She taught them how to pray, how to be hardworking, and also how to be respectful and kind. The family was poor, but the mother worked so hard to always provide for them no matter how little she gets. But the only problem she has is her first daughter, Adessa. Adessa is a very stubborn child. She always disrespects her mother and her elders. She's lazy and wicked. She hates her younger sister for no reason. She felt their mother loves Adako more than her. One fateful day, their mother came back from the market and bought some things for her two daughters. When she came back, she met only her second daughter Adako at home. She asked about her other daughter Adese, but Adako could not tell where her sister went to. Later that night, she came back very late, and her mother asked her where she went to. She had to lie about it. Her mother scolded her and warned her not to try it again. The next day, her mother gave her the gift that she bought from the market the previous day. And Adessa said, "What is this rubbish you are giving me? Instead of you to buy me beautiful short clothes and shoes, and you are giving me this, what will I use it for? And why is Adako's gift more beautiful than mine? Why will she take something before me? And why will you even buy us the same thing? I don't want this." She threw it at her mother and left the house. Her mother stood there looking at her daughter with pity and worry on her face. She wished and prayed her daughter would change one day. Few years later, Adese and Adako grew into beautiful ladies, ready for marriage. Suitors were coming for them. Good and rich men were coming for mostly Adako, the younger one, because of how beautiful, kind, and well-trained she is. Men hardly come for Adese. This got her angry, and it made her hate her sister the more. She refused her sister from getting married before her because she's older. She went as well as saying that if she doesn't get married, then she will never allow her younger sister Adako to get married, that they will both remain in their father's house. Adako will always pray for a man to come and marry her elder sister so that she too can get married and everyone will be happy. One fateful day, a man from a distant village came to marry one of them. He picked Adese, not knowing he picked trouble. So the man came with his people to perform the necessary marriage rites and took Adese home. Few months later, a man came to marry Adako. He was a very handsome, rich, and kind-hearted man. Adako agreed to his marriage request. He did the necessary things for the marriage and took Adako home. Their mother was so happy and prayed for her to have a successful marriage. Meanwhile, Adessa's marriage was chaotic. Adessa's husband has never had peace since the first day he married her. She's always fighting her husband, bringing troubles and problems into the house. She never cooks or washes for her husband. She's always busy fighting or gossiping with the villagers. This continued for a long time that her husband couldn't bear it any longer. He had to chase her out of his home. She packed out and went back to her father's house. Her mother was so unhappy about it. Adessa started giving her mother troubles, frustrating her mother at every given opportunity. Sometimes she would beat her mother up whenever her mother didn't drop food for her. This was so unbearable for the old woman that one day she slept and didn't wake up. She died in her sleep. The news of her death reached Adako, her younger daughter. She came back home with her husband to pay the last respect to her mother. After the burial, she wanted to go, but Adessa pleaded with her to allow her follow her to her husband's house. She promised that she would have changed and that she would not cause her any problems, and that she is the only family she has left. This touched Adako, that she told her husband about it. But her husband was skeptical about the decision, but later agreed. The next day, Adessa followed her younger sister back to her husband's house. Adessa started to pretend that she is a changed person. Her sister was so happy about the change, not knowing that her sister Adessa has an evil plan for her. Few months in the house, everybody got comfortable with Adessa's new behavior. Adako was also a few months pregnant. Her husband loved her more and took care of her so much that it made Adessa so jealous and bitter and grew more hatred for her sister. She swore to take away that happiness from her life. Nobody knew about her plan because she covered it with pretense. One day, Adessa went to one Baba that gave her some poisonous substance that she would use on her sister. But the Baba warned her about the consequences of killing an innocent person. But she didn't care. All she wanted was to cut her sister's happiness short. The next day, Adessa decided to cook for her family. After cooking, she brought out her sister's food separately and added the substance inside her own food and served the meal. They all ate and happily went to bed. The next morning, Ada couldn't wake up. Her husband tried waking her, but she couldn't wake up. The husband called a herbalist to come confirm what was wrong. The herbalist came and confirmed her dead, with the baby in her stomach. Her husband cried so much. Adessa pretended to cry too, but was so happy that she can now have her sister's husband. Nobody suspected her because they all ate the same food at the same time. Few days later, they buried Adako. The husband kept mourning his wife and unborn baby for a long time. Adessa was always there to console him. One day, Adessa went to discuss with her sister's husband and said to him, "My brother-in-law, it's time you move on. You can't keep mourning over my sister for a long time. I also lost her too. She's also my sister, but you don't see me crying over her all the time. It's time you get another wife that will bear you children. If you wish, I can marry you. At least it will make you feel closer to your dead wife, since I'm her sister and we look so much alike. Pretend it's my sister you are getting married to again. Think about my offer and let me know. I'm ready to sacrifice my life to make you happy." She said this and left. Obinna, Adako's husband, has been thinking about the discussion he had with Adeze and thought it was a good idea and decided to do it. He thought he was keeping his dead wife's memory alive by marrying her sister. The next day, he proposed to Adeze and she happily accepted to marry him. Few months into their marriage, Adeze became pregnant, but the pregnancy was a tough one. She is always restless, having sleepless nights. The pains that came with the pregnancy was too much for her. She sometimes have nightmares and gets haunted every night. She sometimes sees the ghost of her mother and sister in the dream chasing her. Her sister's husband Obinna kept wondering what the problem was. Sometimes she screams in her sleep saying, "Don't kill me, don't kill me." This kept happening for a long time. It was the 9th month, the time for her to deliver. But she couldn't. She carried the pregnancy till the 15th month. Her husband tried taking her to a herbalist, but she refused to go. The pregnancy was really tough for her. On the 15th month, she delivered a baby girl. Obinna was so happy, but there was a mystery behind the child. One day, Adessa was trying to bath the baby. She then saw a scar her dead sister had on her back, on the baby's back. She remembered when she gave her sister that scar at her back, when she was beating her when they were kids. The wound had to leave a big scar on her back. She was wondering why the baby had the same scar on the exact spot at her back too. What she doesn't know was that the baby reincarnated with the memories of her dead sister to torture and revenge her death. Since Adessa gave birth to the baby never allows her to sleep nor rest, always crying and disturbing her at night. The baby made sure her mother had restless nights. The baby is always happy and overjoyed whenever Obinna, the father, carries her. He had to name her Adannaya. 10 years later, Adannaya grew into a beautiful girl, but very stubborn, but only listens to her father, but disobeys her mother. She grew up hating her mother for no reason. Adessa kept wondering what she did wrong. Adessa tried getting pregnant again, but it didn't happen. Adannaya made sure she tormented her mother the way Adessa tormented her own mother. Adessa was never happy in the marriage. Obinna only gives their daughter the whole attention and love. She was lonely and sad. She has no one to turn to. This was not the kind of marriage she wanted. One day, she was cooking in the kitchen. Then her daughter ran inside the kitchen and said to her, "Don't poison my father the way you poisoned his wife." She ran out immediately. Adessa stood shocked, trying to process what the little girl said, how she got to know what she did in the past. Ever since that day, Adessa has been seeing her daughter as a different person. At night, when she slept off, she saw her dead sister in her dream talking to her, saying,
Adessa, what did I do to you? Why do you hate me so much? Why did you kill me? You will never have peace until you confess your sins to the world. You will never have peace. Never.
She screamed out loud and woke up. Adessa was shocked and scared at the same time. This kept on happening for weeks. Sometimes she would run out of the house when no one is chasing her. Obinna was getting worried and wondering if his wife is possessed. One day, Obinna was sitting down thinking of what to do about his wife's condition, because she's already turning into a mad woman, looking like a ghost. Sometimes he sees her talking to herself. She became a shadow of herself. One afternoon, his daughter Adannaya came to him and said, "Father, your wife is the cause of her problems. She should tell you what she did so she will have peace." Obinna was shocked with what the daughter said to him. She even addressed her own mother as your wife. He knew Adannaya disliked her mother, but he didn't know it was to this extent. He stood up and went to Adessa to ask her. Obinna left to go meet his wife. When he got there, he met Adessa sitting down alone crying. He sat down beside her and asked, "What did you do that is haunting you like this?" "Your daughter said you know what is happening to you," Obinna said. Immediately, Adessa started screaming like a mad woman, saying, I'm sorry, I will confess, please forgive me, I'm sorry, please. I killed my own sister just to have you. I never wanted her happy. I made my mother lose her life because of my lifestyle. I poisoned my sister. Please forgive me. I poisoned my sister. I killed her. Please forgive me. Adako, my sister, wherever you are, please forgive me. Obinna, please forgive me. Please, I'm sorry. Obinna stood there, shocked and sad. He didn't even know how to react. Next minute, Adessa stood up and started laughing like a mad person, removing her clothes too. She started singing, "I killed my only sister, I poisoned her. I killed my only sister, I poisoned her." She ran mad immediately and ran out of the compound, half naked, laughing and dancing and singing the same song. Obinna did not even bother chasing after her. She brought it upon herself, let her bear the consequences of her sins. His daughter came to console him and told him that everything would be alright now. Obinna promised his daughter that he will always be the father and mother to her, and always love and take care of her forever. He also promised within himself that he will never get married again. He decided to live a happy and peaceful life with his daughter. He thanked the gods for revenging his wife's death. He can now have peace knowing that the killer is out there paying for her sins. Obinna and his daughter lived the happy life they deserved. As for Adeze, she kept running mad for years. The whole villagers already knew what she did. One day, they saw her lying dead by the roadside. The villagers had to throw her body inside the evil forest. And that was how Adeze's bitter life ended. The end. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. And I know you learned a lot from this story, guys. If you did, say what you learned in the comment section. I'll be in the comment section waiting. Please don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, comment and share. And also turn on your notification buttons for more new videos. Till next time, guys. Bye!